Hey guys, it's Danny Go here. So I'm doing the weekly results show for Entropia. Usually I do it on Sundays, so this is a Friday. But actually it's actually a long-term change. I've realized my Fridays, there are 2 days I have off every week. I have off I work Saturdays, so I have off on Friday and Sunday. So that actually means my best days for doing things like, making videos is Saturday or Sunday. But I've got a lot more planned on Sunday. And I definitely have felt like, that there's been a little bit more of a rush for me on Sunday. Enough so that it's just a lot better long term to move it to Friday. So obviously this is a little bit of a shorter week, but I did do a bunch of stuff, so um, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it was an okay week. A couple things I did do for results. I did a major write down of my deeds to price them, basically pretty much in line with the current market. But I also bought a bunch of extra deeds. So at I probably bought I probably did over 500 peds of write off, probably about 600 peds of write off, or write down. I mean, because they still have value, but I wrote down their value. But I've also bought about 1,000 peds, so the net result, I guess, if I took 600, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the right numbers. I did about bought about 1,000 peds of Ds, and I wrote off 600, so I gained 400. Although, technically, because that's coming out of my ped, it's gonna definitely hurt the result line. Um, Although actually, funny, I actually went up a little bit. But yeah, I kind of bounced a little bit off of the abysmal lows I was on. Um, Mostly it was just last night. I had a Drake Daily, which is about 350 pet cycle. Early on, I got a 280 pet global, and then I got, something like a 70 pet global, and then another global. So on those globals alone, that kind of pushed it up quite a lot. Plus, there's the regular loots. Um, so I got those Drakes on there. I also had another global, like an 80 pet Argus earlier. I had some Mayhem globals. Um, Obviously, um, still pretty weak on the returns, but you'll see my pet actually increased. That's just a 3,000 pet depot. So when I get that's $200 US. So when I do a depot, and I just decided it's just for my game experience. I've been enjoying playing. And I have the money to depot, obviously. I could depot a lot more. Just I don't want to buy like fancy gears and stuff. I don't really believe they. I guess they do make a big difference if you want to hunt really big mobs. Because I do have sort of a limitation on how big I can go. I definitely can't. I can't hunt a lot of um, you know, you know, say, you know, say 20,000 pet or 20,000 hit point mobs. That'd be, or I don't know, yeah, yeah, whatever. I mean, I guess well, yeah, 20,000 hit points. That's a lot of pet. But anyway, like about for mobs, about my max size. It also depends on the mob, the damage types. My max mobs I can hunt are about 7 peds. And I can't. I'm also using a lot of token guns on those, so my comfortable range is 3 to 4 ped mobs. So I'm more playing in the 3 to 4 ped mob range. If I was wanting to, play, in like the 10 ped mob range, yeah, I would need a lot of armor. I would need a lot more um, more weapons, and a lot more ped so, but it's just kind of a lifestyle thing. I was just like, well, it's not really that much, especially because over the course of my streaming, I actually did take not take out, but I didn't put all of the money back in I was earning, or past taxes. So I actually kind of reduced a little bit. So my high point was around 6,100, maybe a little higher. But so obviously this is an increase of a little bit, but it's really only about $100 more than when I started the year on. So net of my stream, my total depot is about $100. So yeah, I've been doing um, misplay. I actually enjoy a lot of the games. It's really fun, actually. Surprisingly, well, some of the games are fun. I'm not gonna say all of them are, but yeah, there's one pronounce it so badly. I'm not gonna try. It's like something rail, like a kind of anime-ish game, but it's actually pretty intriguing. The story. The one downside to it is just like, my gosh, how big is this game? It's huge. It's huge, the game. I wish they could maybe have you download like segments of it because it feels very segmented. I feel like I just downloaded the whole thing. It's like if you could just maybe download it just a little bit at a time. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm happy with it. I got some other games that play there. Just off and on. So I get a little bit there, and then use Ludius.io. Um, and Playpoint games. Those are all good things. I'm going to include links to all those. There are lots of ways to make PED. They have like TVs that you can watch, make some PED. And then there's like a dungeon you can earn PED in. So I'll have links in all my comments to those. So those are a way to help out a little bit, make the game a little cheaper. But yeah, fundamentally, I'm just focused on like MU. Like for example, this isn't. Well, this mob is actually not bad because it drops hematite crystal. Like I might cycle 15 pets on this daily, and that means I need about like what for 5%. Because I don't have all the unlocks. I think probably gonna get like 95% returns. That's my sort of estimate until I have some of those unlocks. The level 60 unlocks. I have a feeling in most professions I'm at 95%. But let's say 15 peds. 10% would be 1.5 peds, just to kind of simplify the math, and then divide that by 2 is 75 pec. So I need to make 75 pec off this daily just on the mob alone to be TT equal. Now, obviously, this hematite, that's going to get me a lot of the way there because it's 200% basically. Plus, getting a lot of other stuff. So, I don't know that I would say this is a winning mob. Probably isn't. Probably, if my dark, if the game is taking a 5% cut, I'm getting, 4% back so probably not. But the thing is, because it's a daily, I get a 2 ped pill, so that's almost 2 peds free. Because let's say over time I'm losing something like 10 pec on this daily, because my MU is actually pretty decent. That means it's basically a free 2 peds almost for me. But so this is probably to me the most profitable daily in the game. Now, I mean, as a percentage, but I mean, other dailies, I think there are other profitable dailies, but this one is the easiest to profit on. Let's just put it that way. This one, like, if you just played this all every day, I think you would profit. Yeah. Um, I mean, it's 2 pets, so it's a little kind of comp for being here. I mean, I think, that was sort of the thing, like, Arcadia used to have the comp for being on the moon, and then they moved to more or something like this because they added I think people were kind of abusing it. So I understand, but then I also don't understand, I mean, because Arc doesn't give anything, it's so cheapskate, like they have Toulon gives a lot more, you know. Monterey, well, I mean, but Monterey has tokens for everything. So Monterey has a good reward program in place. Every planet has a good reward program in place, um, except Arcadia. Um, and then they killed the one reward program they had. Um, Yeah, I guess you could still do it, but the thing is, it's like, okay, like if you're gonna have that sort of thing, don't have us run to all the reactors. If you're gonna have us shoot mobs, just have us shoot the mobs. That would be a nice, a nice reward, Just have us shoot. And I would even shoot twice as many mobs, but don't have me run to the reactors. It's like you already made me work really hard for it. Now I have to go shoot mobs? No, that's just stupid. That's just um, and so I really feel like, hey, if they had done twice the number of mobs, probably I would actually view that as like a valuable daily, and they would actually make more on it. But and also don't make the mail daily on the moon. Seriously, at that point, just put it on Arc. We don't have to go to the moon because that's another big problem. It's like, okay, you want to play on Arc, now you actually have to spend, like 80 peck. It really is about 80 peck when you consider you're losing, you know, zero point 0.2 thruster each way. That's zero point 0.4 thruster plus thruster has mu, so that's like point 0.60 ped plus the gas. That's so you literally lose 0.80, and then you go to the moon. You run around like a wild man, um, or woman, whatever. Just you run around like forever, and then they're like, no, it's not enough. You know, I gotta shoot mobs. It's like, okay, I'm barely making 1.2 peds. Now you want to give me to give up some of that 1.2 peds after I flew there, which takes a while. I flew there and then I ran around for a long time. Now you want me to spend even more. So like, what do you want me to make? All this for you know like 40 peck now, I don't know. Probably more than that, but I'm being facetious. But it just gets to the point where it's just not worth it, you know. Um, so that's the thing. I don't feel like I feel like planets do, they deserve, and I do a lot of the content for sure, for real. That is not where I'm not getting a reward. But I mean, it's nice because the game is expensive that they that planets offer a little bit, or you like I even like Toulon. Like I love the Mokart, um the dog tag daily on on Toulon with Mokarts and little I mean it's only 50 peck, but it's like super cheap. There's a lot of MU, so it's a lot of fun, Um so and that's the other thing too, is just like, I mean, and this one's I'm okay with this one, but I mean it is a little more. This is not the most fun one. I think it's the most profit. This one is clearly profitable, and so to me, it's worth doing sometimes. There are a lot of things that are worth doing on Next Island. Next Island is my favorite planet, probably. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it just is. Um, but I'm also like working on the Lesser Listia craft. Um, so yeah. So yeah, my results were okay. And did kind of that lifestyle depot. Obviously I need to work more on clearing out my inventories and stuff, but I just figured, hey, I had a good year, financially in life. I mean, it's okay. I mean, well, I'm being successful, and I don't have any reason to think I won't be successful. I mean, no, I'm not like super rich or anything, or but I'm got a good job, and it's you know more than paying for the bills, plus some fun stuff, plus being able to invest money. So, uh, the year in real life investments. It's mostly positive. We had one sort of disaster. I'm just gonna hang with it. I think it'll turn around. But yeah, I mean, kicking myself pretty hard for that. But even still, I feel like a lot of the investments I've made position myself for really, just good things moving forward. So I'm pleased with my progress on a lot of things. Um, so, but yeah, the game has been going okay. I mean, you know, obviously, I think, I mean, the big thing, I don't know how next year will go, but I mean, there are some big things like because I've, wanted to get that unlock in mechanical engineer, so that was a huge drag on me, to get that unlock. Also getting the unlocks in mining was an absolutely massive drag. So now that I've got those unlocks, I think a lot of the headwinds are gone, or a lot less. Plus, I'm also kind of low down on my cycle. I mean, while you would, you know, well, I guess this is typical of my cycle, but I've kind of it's a lot deeper because of all of the, I mean, maybe 7,000 peds ish from the stream, on Twitch. Um, I actually realized that these numbers are readable, just on my little display, because it's like a tiny little preview in my stream. Almost I can't read it, but or read it very well. But I also don't have greatest vision on the glass. Well, my vision's okay. I just um one of my theories in life, because it's true, is that if you keep getting new glasses, what happens is your eyes adjust to the new glasses, and it just progressively makes you get less and less vision, um, you know, faster and faster. So I get about a new pair of glasses every 10 years. And well, the one thing that I'm able to do that is my vision's kind of borderline. Like I could functionally live without glasses if I didn't have to, if I was never in school. Yeah, I mean, if I was never educated in the US educational system, which, I mean, that's not, I would say like, oh yeah, it would have been great if I wasn't educated in the US educational system, or, I mean, basically, if I was never educated, I probably would never need glasses because I only need glasses to read small text far away, um, and, functionally for driving, I may never have even needed glasses if I mean, technically, yeah, I can't read all the little words on the signs, but I mean, I know what the signs are, so it's not, my vision's pretty good. It's, I guess if I had to read street names and stuff, but that's kind of old school, reading street names, because, your phone will tell you what street to turn on. Um, so yeah, I can't read all the small letters, but I can actually read, most of the letters. Just sometimes some of the letters are a little confusing to me. Um, but anyway, enough of that. But yeah, so been doing a lot of things. Got a lot of skills. Been working on taming. That's one of my big things is working on taming. With Mayhem, I did get quite a lot of animal looter skill. So I'm actually up quite a lot on animal looter, maybe about a third of a level, which is pretty good to me. I've been working on tree cutting, and so there's a lot of good things there. Made a lot of progress. Also kind of slowly working on Mind Force. One of my friends unlocked intuition at level 80 uh, in Mind Force, and Like, how on earth am I gonna unlock intuition? Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to be in Mind Force. I mean, I can't imagine me getting it easily any other way. But I mean, I have my sort of Mind Force skills. You know, I'm obviously. I mean, it's a long-term goal. But yeah, I mean, like level, I mean, that would be, if all of them were that, it'd be like level 50. But you don't have the unlock, so it'd be like level 50, 54, 53-ish, you know. But I mean, obviously it's a lot lower because that's kind of a lead skill. But the point is that, yeah, those are 3,000 skills, and yeah, those are 3,000 big skills. But as you go on, you also skill faster. So um, I'm also doing a lot less armor. Just more, just like, hey, I don't mind paying a little bit extra because let's say, realistically, let's say the difference between armor and maybe healing, you might pay 50% more. If I'm doing this, maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my guesstimate. My guesstimate is I'm going to pay 50% more healing than if I had armor. But with armor, you're getting absolutely zero skills. So, I'm paying that 50%, just, I mean, it's a 50% less, but you're getting the zero benefit. Whereas, I'm getting quite a lot of benefit from the skills for healing. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe I think earlier on it just would have been too much. And I think that's true. I mean, definitely because my dodge and evade is higher, my hit points are higher. It just would have been too much to do this without any armor. So, or unless you're just gonna do like a long range. I used to do some long range sniping with higher power weapons, but I'm just like right now. I got I found a bunch of limited Mind Force chips, and I'm just not even gonna try to sell them. I'm just gonna use them to skill a little bit. I do have some unlimited ones too, but I'm just gonna use the limited ones first, especially because they're in stuff I don't have as much of. So yeah, I mean that's my big thing. Is just try to maximize skilling when I can. Um, you know, I would love to get into like healing people. But you know, I just don't have like a lot of great, you know. I don't think that anyone's gonna be like an advertisement of, Restoration Ship 6 and Vivo S10 healing service. I don't think anyone's gonna be interested in that. But I mean, hey, if people were interested, you could message me. Probably all I would want really is to be in a team to get a little bit of loot, and if you wanted to throw just a little bit on top, that would be cool. But I wouldn't really expect very much because it's not very sophisticated healing service. But I would want to be definitely in a team just to get some loot, and then because I still think it's about 95% return. So, I mean, honestly, if I'm healing, my philosophy is if I'm healing, it's the same as hunting. So it'd be like if I'm there healing you and I'm in a team, it's the same thing as if I was just shooting the mob. So, and if I'm getting that sort of return, I mean, technically, do I even need a tip? I don't think so. I mean, it would be nice, but I mean, if I would want to be in the team just to, just get the loot up front if they didn't want to, If they didn't want, to tip, that's fine. If they want to tip, that's cool. But as long as I'm in the team and I'm getting the loot from that, it's not sort of mob where you don't get any loot, be cool with it. But yeah, I mean, it's just if people want a super cheap ass healing service. I mean, I wouldn't even really care if you like, you know, heal you for an hour, if I'm getting loot and you give me one ped, I don't care. As long as I'm in the team getting the loot, I don't care. Yeah, I'm not even gonna advertise that, because like I just don't think there's a market for it. I mean, yeah, I could invest in a lot of better tools, but that's another thing too is just my style of game. I don't need them for myself. I mean, I suppose there are a few things that I could do that I would do if I had it, but to be honest, I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing, and um, at this point, it would just be quite a lot of expense. And then once you do pay that big expense, then you do need to, make some profit on it to pay for it. So, anyway, but the other thing too is it's like, because I don't even really care, that I'm not getting tips for healing. I may as well just take all this damage myself and just heal myself. It's like my own free healing service to myself. I mean, because again, I'm getting like 95% return, so what does it matter? Um, just like normal hunting. That's my theory. People probably are like, no, that's wrong. I'm like, well, maybe. That's still my theory. Okay, all right, let's go. But yeah, I mean, so I made a lot of progress taming. Made some good progress tree cutting. Got a lot of progress in my looter. I guess that was a lot of it was getting some mobs that had just the right codex. Oh yeah, Primordial Longo has those rare skills. So I got either biology or zoology or analysis, I forget which. And then there was another one I got the rare skills on. I got two of those. That helped a lot. Tree cutting's helped. So definitely, working. My big thing is just at this point, I just feel like I'm just committed to getting that animal looter to 60. Just put too much in not to. I mean, transitioning to more mining might actually be sensible. Just going mining only at this point. That might actually be a more sensible route. But I just emotionally, I just can't do it, because my passion is hunting. I mean, I enjoy mining, but I have more passion for hunting, so and I'll definitely commit to mining more once I get through the hunting, but 60, but you know, mm, just stick with it. I'm not under any illusion at this point that things are gonna go really great until I hit 60 in hunting. Um, we'll see how it turns there. I mean, I think what I'm doing, you know, like I was saying with the yellow papoose. I mean, that's just a tiny example. I mean, because that one, but a lot of next Alien dailies, you can get about 5% off of the reward, maybe a little bit less, but so, you know, it keeps you there, plus you get some MU. And then I've got a lot of mining that I can do where I feel strong, and I've got some mobs that I feel are competitive. So I don't feel like if I'm playing a smart game that I should be bleeding a lot of pet. I think that, the head loss is going to be extremely low as a total thing. Now, obviously, I would like to have some upswings. That would be nice. But um, fundamentally, I can be okay without a lot of swings as long as I'm not downswinging a lot. So we'll just see where things go. I'm also, just doing some smart XP daily stuff. Yeah, I mean, it feels okay, the game right now for me. I feel like I feel like it's sort of bottomed me out around negative 6,000. So I guess my biggest fear is like, well, did the bottom completely fall out? Is it a lot more? I mean, especially because, like I was saying, I gained quite a lot from streaming on Twitch. So and that'd be quite the burn if it was a lot lower. But I also think that some of the burn will have slowed down a lot because I've got all those extra unlocks. It probably was below 95% in those, and now I'm probably closer to 95%. And at 95%, if you have to play everything like super smart. At 95%, you can kind of hang in there. I mean, definitely, it's not thriving at all. You're definitely suffering at 95%, but a little bit. But yeah, definitely have to be smart. And so that's another thing too. I just think that this year, I sort of figured that progress would be like linear, but I don't think so anymore. I don't think it's even linear. I think it's really based on the skills that you have. If you've got the skills unlocked and you've got a decent level on it, I don't think there's a whole lot of benefit past that. So basically, I just feel like because I don't have the unlocks, they're just until I get those unlocks, it's just not going to be different. There's not. I don't think that what do you get like level 30 animal looter? Okay, so let's say you get the unlocks. For example, an animal looter. This is how I'm thinking nowadays. If you get the unlocks in animal looter at level 30, but by level 36, you've got enough of that unlock trained that, I mean, yeah, you're going to be progressing from level 30 to level 36, and it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, there's so much progress. It's so amazing. Well, not really, because by level 36, you've capped out, or not capped out. I mean, there's more, but I mean, it's very limited. It's like I feel like you get most of the progress very quickly. So once you got that unlocked and you get to level by 36, you've got enough of that skill in there that you've got 90% of the benefit that you were going to get from that unlock. So at that point, from level 36 to 60, it's just like just it's just barely there. It's barely real, the progress. So, and that's the thing is, I think once I hit level 60, I mean, the good news I think is that with that sort of thing, I mean, it's very bad news, because I didn't expect it. But on the other hand, because I believe it works that way now. The very good news on that is that, once you get to level 60, you very quickly get most of the benefit that there is from being level 60, and the massive trek to level 100, just doesn't, because you're very quickly going to get 90% of that benefit, There's just very little. That's my theory, and a lot of people are just going to tell me that's wrong. But, this is a theory, again, this is not that, I don't want to, not saying it like I disrespect other theories, but I mean, obviously I'm here talking about me, my game, my theories, what I'm trying to do. And hopefully, even if you don't agree with it, maybe you can learn something from that, or also just I'm trying to I love this game. So I probably should have said this earlier. Please like this video. Um, like um, follow my channel. Just maybe even leave a comment just to really raise the visibility of this, because I think it's a great game. If you play it right, it's not even that high cost, I don't think. Um, Definitely, it's like a very unique experience. It's not like a lot of video games. It's just like, oh, okay, spend 10 hours like just shooting this thing and hope for this random rare drop, and then congrats, now you got to go spend 20 hours shooting this other random drop. I mean, it's all it's free, but it's just kind of like, and they find ways to get money out of you, but it's like, um, I don't know. I feel like this game, if you like certain things, I think it's just a very unique and very nice experience. So it's definitely not for everyone, but I mean, if you like strategy games, if you like thinking, if you like economies, it's just a very intriguing world. And so that's another thing too is, I mean, yes, I'm making this video series and whatnot, but I am you're not it's not like I'm like entirely promoting. I mean, I am promoting the game, I guess. I like the game, so I'm promoting it, sure. But but yeah, I mean, obviously, if you like, follow, it helps me grow, but it also is promoting the game. So just encourage you to do that if you, um, maybe even leave a comment if you can. Um, but yeah, it's been good. Not sure there's a whole lot more to talk about, but yeah, I've had a nice, I feel better now that I've depoted, just, have a little bit more breathing room, but I don't know if I should have gotten in all those D's. It probably, well, I guess it's nice to have in a way. But, so yeah, again, the not getting a global. I mean, it's a short video. This is not a this is not a super powerful weapon, so it does take a while to, chew through these mobs. So odds of getting a global on this are a little bit lower, but that's okay. We're having a good time. Also, yeah, like I'm saying, just focus on getting those skills. So, um, oh, and there's a nice event going to be on Cyrene this weekend. So hopefully I'm going to make it for that. I don't feel like flying from next island to Cyrene, for it, but there's supposed to be some free warps. So if I can manage to make the free warp, I'll be at the event. So, I don't know if I got anything more to talk about, and I don't really feel like I want to ramble too much. So I might call that it for the reward show. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try to, continue to make content and branch out a little bit over time. But I'm not in a rush. But I do want to grow the channel and hopefully provide value to my viewers. And we'll see where it goes. Right? All right. Till next time. Good luck. May Ludius be with you. May the MU find you. Have a good one.